Jordi, during pregame, you mentioned just like the craziness of first game and just settling down with just this game being so testy and so many fouls. How much did you kind of see that play out tonight?
I loved our physicality. I mean, we've been talking about the Brooklyn grit, right? So you saw it out there with 32 personal fouls of grit. The only thing is we got to be smarter. Our technique has to be better. We have to lead with our chest and show our hands. If my Spanish math is correct, they shot 21 more free throws than us, which I give Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, DeAndre Hunter a lot of credit. They were like physical. They pushed us out of the way. And if my math is correct, they had the plus 21. So I have to for sure watch it because, again, I'm not arguing any of our calls and free throws. We have to be better. But I think our guys played hard, and I just want to see how fair that is.
I know Nick didn't end up playing the amount of minutes that you wanted, but what did you just kind of see from him in the limited time that you did have him on the court?
I like Nick. It's good to have a big body right there. We can play through him. We rebound. Obviously, we struggle with 19 seconds. But again, the guys fought. They were a little bigger than us. Those are things that we can clean up. The more minutes he can play, we will be better at finishing possessions. And it was unfortunate that he couldn't play more minutes. He ended up playing 15.
Kind of following up on that, the foul discrepancy, is that largely, in your mind, technique and defensive positioning, or late in that game, do you think maybe there was a little bit of lack of poise, particularly on like Nick's foul?
Yeah, that was clearly a foul. We don't want see everybody get hurt. I'm pretty sure he didn't mean to. But yeah, our technique has to be better. Our purpose, like I said, lead with your chest and show your hands. But again, the league does a great job with judgment and training their officials, and they will do so because it needs to be done for a game like today for sure.
Jordi, obviously Cam had the flurry in the fourth quarter, but just kind of what did you think of just his overall performance, maybe not just the points, but just what did you think of just his overall effort and performance tonight?
Which one of the two, Cam?
Thomas.
Oh, okay. He was great. He very efficient, shot over 50% from the field and from three. 5 rebounds, and I thought that his physicality defensively was there too. Like he worked on both sides of the floor, and I really liked the Cam Thomas. We tried to put the ball in his hands. He had to wrestle with Dyson again. I think that Cam Thomas shot 1 free throw attempt, being a guy that shoots 27 times, which is interesting. And, got to give him credit. Shooting 1 free throw and scoring 36 points, it's unbelievable. So, I'm happy with him on both ends.
And then obviously, you obviously have stressed defense being a priority under your system, but the Hawks were able just to kind of get to the paint. How much do you attribute that to Nick not being out, but also, like you said, technique and other things need to be better with that?
Yeah, we've already discussed that. It starts in transition, then it goes with our ball containment, and then it goes with our shifts behind, then it goes to your low man, and then it goes to closing out to shooters. So if you put all that together, those are things that we have to keep working and getting better. And I have no doubt in my mind the group has worked, the coaches have been amazing, detailed, breaking things down. So that's how it works. One day at a time, trying to help these guys. They're putting the work in, and then we're going to come up next day and bring the energy again and be a little bit better.
Cam Thomas started pretty slow. I think he missed his first 4 shots and had a really tough defender in Daniels on him. And then, to finish at over 50% from the field and really looked like he just wouldn't let you guys go away late. Just what did you see from him in terms of a competitive standpoint as that game progressed?
Just he stayed the course. He didn't get frustrated. He knew the shot was going to fall. And, I was not worried about missing those shots because we took good shots. Just didn't go in. And you guys stayed, like I said, consistent. He didn't get frustrated, and he played up a pretty clean game. From just watching it here, I have to watch it again on film, but very happy with his performance. Even though it didn't start, like the shot was not falling, but the shots were good. So that's all I'm asking about to our guys is try to do the right things. And what you cannot control is if the shot goes in, but what you can control is create the best shot possible. And now we're going to have these challenges like their ball pressure and how we can, handle their ball pressure and still get good shots. Because we're going to face the Magic, and they have very good defenders, and their size is like they're a very good team and very good defensive team. So it's a really exciting challenge for us after watching this game today.
And it looked like you guys got pretty efficient performances on both ends of the floor from three young wings with Jalen Wilson, Noah Clowney, and Zaire. Just what'd you see out of that group?
Yeah, energy, the spark, what you need when you come off the bench is bring it, change the game, win your minutes, do the little things, and I'm very happy. Obviously, Jalen got to 34 minutes, but all these other guys, they were very, very, very good. Again, they, for the most part, won their minutes, and I'm happy with their performance. Can we get better? Can we keep pushing each other? Can those guys push the starters? And that's how a team, comes together. And, I believe I don't need to see the final product right at this second. I still know we can fight regardless, and we did tonight.
Coach, so with 9 minutes left in the game, it was a 1-point game, and there was a defensive possession where Bogdanovich tried to post up Cam Thomas, and Zaire helped and led to an out-of-bounds pass, and the whole bench kind of erupted. So what was it like to see the reaction from a whole team to respond to that?
It's good because when the bench is into it, they just really help those guys right there. The support that you need on the road, especially you're playing against not just the other team, but also the crowd. So when something good happens in front of you and you see all those guys celebrating and supporting, that's what what we want to see again. That Brooklyn grit is going to show in different ways. Being connected and supporting each other is one way. Being physical is another way, and that's who we want to be. It's going to take time to establish this identity and keep doing it game after game, night after night. But I have no doubt that these guys will, they're working and doing the right things.
Obviously, you didn't get the final score that you would have wanted, but just your emotions after this coming through with your first game, and I had to follow up on the point guards.
Yeah, I want to win every game because at the end of the day, what you want is create winning habits. We've done good things, but like I said, what can we correct that it's our controllables that would have helped us win the game? Right now, after the game, to me is leading with your chest and show your hands, and then finishing possessions. Then from there is, if we would have done that, you give yourself to get the first win. That's all I care about. And then, other than being first game or my first game right now is, what do we need to do, right, and move on to the next one. Stepping back, looking at this game, very special for my wife, for my kids, for my parents, for everybody that has been with me during the journey. Extremely honored and proud to be where I am. And very proud of the guys because, they've played really hard for each other.
And when you get, granted, understanding, I think you got like 15 assists out of Dennis and Ben, but the 11 turnovers, I imagine you're probably not enamored with that. Is that them being physical with you guys, or is that just you guys still trying to get used to each other and playing with Ben in a position where he's not going to be spending most of the season?
Say it again, not spending what?
Is that them being physical, the 11 turnovers between?
For sure, yeah.
Or is that,
like
or
I
is,
said before, you gotta give credit to Dyson, Jalen, DeAndre Hunter. They were very physical. And I would have liked to see more free throws on our end. But I gotta give those guys credit. That's the reality. And our point guards need to be better. We cannot afford 11 like you said, 11 turnovers are our 2 point guards. I think they did a good job with their pace and getting everybody involved. The way we want to play with the pass instead of the dribble. Passing the ball has energy and it's contagious. And I think that when everybody touches the ball, it's a good thing. Now, if you get like a little pass happy and you're like careless with the ball, that's also when you get hurt. Like offensively, obviously, that is, the 19 turnovers is not something that I want to see. I want to see 15 or less. Anything under 15, those are on me. More than 15, all these guys got to look at themselves in the mirror and see how they can be better.
Yeah, it's a good first game for us. Good test. They're a pretty good team. I think this game we had a lot of stuff that we could control, as far as the rebound and turnovers and stuff. But really, I feel like for me personally, I got to be a little cleaner. A few turnovers or a few like plays that messed up the possession, and then the offensive rebound on the free throw went right through my hands. So just two, 3 plays on my part. I know that I can be cleaner on. But other than that, I feel like we played good. We played to the end, and it really just turned into a free throw game at the end. So I think we just clean up some of the, little stuff. We'll be pretty good.
When you look at the first quarter play for you to now, to the end of the game, with 36 points, what shifted and what adjusted for you? What did you read from the defense?
Yeah, it's just really just first game stuff. Trying to settle into the game, settle into the referees. Once I got settled into the game, I think it was just easy pickings from there. Coach did a great job of calling my number, and I was doing a good job of delivering it for the team. That's what we needed. But at the same time, I think I could have done a few plays to be a little cleaner. As far as like I said, like the few turnovers I had with what's his name? Daniels knocking the ball away, and they got like 2 transition dunks, I guess, or 3 off of it. So, just little plays like that, I feel like for me, I could have done better on. And other than that, just the first game, I'm not really worried about it. I'm just happy that we played well and we played to the end, but, I feel like we'll be really good.
Cam, you guys put him on the line, I think, 46 times. How much of that is, technique and footwork defensively, and how much of that might have been a few, like, frustration fouls? Like, I don't know whether yours on Dyson was a frustration foul, but how much of that was technique and how much of that may have been some frustration fouls?
Few technique. I would just say all technique, just to be, technique.
Cam, obviously, Jordi was just talking to us about the physicality you guys play with, speaking on those fouls. How much did you guys like that physicality, just to show kind of, Jordi wants you guys playing hard? How much can you take that as a positive? You guys were physical, and you guys want to keep that going? Obviously not to an excessive foul level like this, but the physicality.
I think it's good, just showing what we've been preaching all camp, all preseason, playing physical, getting up into guys. But at the same time, we got to have a controlled physicality with us. At the end of the day, whether we feel like they were right calls or not, 46 free throws is kind of unacceptable. So, we just got to learn how to play more control with our physicality, and I think we'll be really good. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy that we fought to the end, played physical, got into them, and made a game at the end. So, but to answer the question, we got to be more control with our physicality, I feel like. So that's really all it is.
Ben, for you guys as a group, physicality has been like the word of the night for you guys. Just in what ways did the Hawks make it so disruptive for you guys on the offensive side?
Yeah, I think the second half they came out was a little bit more. They just made it tough getting in the lanes, and that's on us to protect the ball. I think we did a good job in the first half, and the second half we were a little lackadaisical with the ball and just careless. But those are things we can learn from and get better at.
Do you look at this one as like the first game jitters and just settling down as a group as you guys now move forward?
Yeah, that first game is always going to be a little hectic. I think, there's a lot of good things that came from this game and a lot of bad things, but, that's why we're here to, work in it and go over film tomorrow and fix some things.
Ben, when you look at the turnovers you and Dennis had, how much do you attribute that to just the Hawks being really physical and kind of being disruptive a little bit?
To an extent. I think the more we play with each other, the more we're going to see the reads. I think there's certain things I was seeing on the floor that maybe guys weren't seeing. And that's just a little bit of time and understanding, not exactly running the play all the way through. Sometimes, the defense is going to give us different looks. That's why you run plays. So just going over film and looking at, the mistakes we did make and learning from them.
And then with the physicality, obviously you guys did commit a lot of fouls, but I guess how would you try to maybe balance out with saying you guys like the way you played physical, but also need to limit that turning into too many fouls?
You just got to be disciplined. For me, I love the physicality side of things. I think it's part of the game. Depending on what, how the ref's going to call you got to be smart about it and obviously realize how many fouls you got. But I mean, it's a physical game. It's how it should be. It's the NBA, so it comes with it.
You guys played with a lot of different lineups in this game, and a lot of them were very different in terms of the strengths that the players brought to the table, yet it didn't really feel like you skipped a beat offensively for much of the games. Just what are some of the offensive principles that you would say Jordi and his staff are preaching that allowed you guys to have that flow through all those different personnel groupings?
I think just getting to our spots. We all know where we need to be at all times on the floor. And it's just going to, the more we play together, the more comfortable we're going to get, the more comfortable we get. I think it's just being structured. I think, everyone knowing their role in the team and knowing where to be is helping. And then, obviously, the more we play, we're going to get better.
You look like you had a nice connection a few times with Jalen Wilson and Zaire. Just what do you see from those, two young guys trying to pave their way? It looked like they had solid first performances.
Yeah, they're taking leaps. I think just overall their willingness to learn on the floor and just get to their spots and having that confidence to take the shots that, they're open with. And they're just going to continue to grow and get better. I love their games.
Did the Hawks either guard you differently in the second half or more physical with you in the second half, or are you kind of just still easing your way into the minutes because your minutes were kind of lower in the preseason?
I think it's a bit of both. I think I was a little gassed in that first quarter, half. But they definitely turned the physicality up, and that's on me to, stay with it and keep attacking and still getting my looks and not always giving the ball up to whoever I think is open. So I got to stay aggressive and keep attacking.